Hi, in this video I'm going to show how to solve simple quadratic equations using two methods, factorization and the quadratic formula. Before we get started, please click on the subscribe button and the bell icon. That way, when I put out videos on topics related with GCSE Maths, you will get notified. Let's look at using factorizing to solve a simple quadratic equation, x squared plus 5x plus 6 equals 0. The first step is to factorize x squared plus 5x plus 6. I cover how to factorize in a separate video, which I've linked to in the description, but I will briefly go through it here as well. We look at the last term, 6, and its factors. We are looking for a pair of numbers or factors of 6 that multiply to 6 but also add to 5, which is the middle term. So 6 times 1 is 6 but adds to 7, so this is not our pair. 3 and 2 do multiply to 6 and also add to 5, so this is the pair of numbers we want. We then write down a set of double brackets, both with x in them, and put each number from our pair as the other term in the bracket. We get x plus 3 times x plus 2 equals 0. Now the final step is to put both the x plus 3 term and the x plus 2 term equal to 0 and solve and rearrange to get the two values of x, which are the solutions to the equation x squared plus 5x plus 6 equals 0. The reason why we do this is any number times 0 is 0. So either x plus 3 or x plus 2 or both can be 0. And we want to find the values of x that make them so, because we want to make one of these 0 so that the whole equation becomes 0 and x squared plus 5x plus 6 equals 0 is true. In order to solve x plus 3 equals 0, we take away 3 from both sides and end up with x equals minus 3. Similarly, with x plus 2, we take away 2 from both sides and end up with x equals minus 2. Therefore, the two values of x that make x squared plus 5x plus 6 equals 0, i.e. the two solutions, are x equals minus 3 and x equals minus 2. Let's look at another example. This time 2x squared minus 5x minus 12 equals 0. 2x squared is 2x times x. So we write down a set of brackets, one with 2x and one with x in it. To find out what goes on the other side of each bracket, we look at the last term, minus 12. Minus 12 has factors minus 6 and 2, 2 and minus 6, minus 12 and 1, 12 and minus 1, 3 and minus 4, and 4 and minus 4 and 3. We are looking for the combination that when put in the brackets gives minus 5x as the middle term when the brackets are multiplied out. The quick way to find which pair of numbers is the correct one is to multiply one of the numbers by 2 and the other number by 1 and then add, looking for the combination that comes to minus 5. The reason we do this is that when we're multiplying out the brackets, we multiply by 2x and x and then add. The numbers add to a negative number, i.e. minus 5. Therefore, we should first try a combination where the negative sign is on the number of bigger magnitude, i.e. minus 12 and 1, or minus 6 and 2, or minus 4 and 3. 2 times minus 12 is minus 24, and 1 times 1 is 1. So adding these together, that comes to minus 23, not minus 5, so this is not our pair. 2 times minus 6 is minus 12, and 1 times 2 is 2. Adding these together, we get minus 10. So again, this is not our pair. 2 times minus 4 is minus 8, and 1 times 3 is 3. Adding these together gives minus 5, which is the number we're looking for. Therefore, minus 4 and 3 are the pair of numbers we will use in the brackets. We want minus 4 to go in the bracket with x so that when we multiply out the brackets, it is multiplied by 2x. So 2x squared minus 5x minus 12 factorized is 2x plus 3 times x minus 4. The next step is solving this as a quadratic equation, so we have to put it equal to 0. As before, we put each of the expressions contained within the brackets equal to 0 and solve to get the solutions to the overall quadratic equation. This is because either of the expressions in the brackets can be 0 or both. In order to solve 2x plus 3 equals 0, we take away 3 from both sides of the equation to get 2x equals minus 3. Then we divide by 2 on both sides of the equation to get x equals minus 3 over 2 or minus 1.5. Therefore, minus 1.5 is one solution to the quadratic equation. To solve x minus 4, we add 4 on both sides and we get x equals 4. The solutions to the quadratic equation 2x squared minus 5x minus 12 are therefore x equals minus 1.5 and x equals 4. Finally, let's look at how to solve quadratic equations using the quadratic formula. The formula states x equals minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over or divided by 2a. You may be given this formula in the exam or may have to commit it to memory prior to the exam. The formula itself is based on the fact that quadratic equations are generally in the form ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. Now a, b, and c are numbers. You will note that there are no negative signs in the equation, but in real equations there would be negative signs. This means that a, b, and c can be positive or negative numbers. Let's look at the example we looked at previously, 2x squared minus 5x minus 12. The first step when using the quadratic formula is to identify the values of a, b, and c to use in the formula. Remember, the formula assumes a quadratic equation of the format ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. In this case, the number next to the x squared term is represented by a in the formula. So, in the example, 2x squared minus 5x minus 12, a equals 2. The number next to the x term is 5, but the quadratic formula assumes ax squared plus bx plus c, so we choose b equals minus 5. By the same reasoning, we use c equals minus 12. So we have a equals 2, b equals minus 5, and c equals minus 12. The next step is to put the values into the quadratic formula and get our values for x. You may have noticed the formula contains a plus minus sign on the number next to the square root. This means you have to actually work out the formula twice. Once with minus b plus square root b squared minus 4ac, and once with minus b minus square root b squared minus 4ac. This will give you two values for x, or two solutions for the quadratic equation, which from the work we've already done is typical when solving quadratic equations. Let's start with the first version of the equation. Minus b plus b squared minus 4ac square root, the whole thing over 2a. As b equals minus 5, minus b is 5, plus square root of b squared, minus 5 squared is 25, minus 4 times a, which is 2, times minus 12. Over 2 times 2, which is 4. Let's deal with what's in the square root first. 25 minus 4 times 2 times minus 12, which is minus 96. So 25 minus minus 96 is 25 plus 96, which is 121. Now the square root of 121 is 11, so we have 5 plus 11 over 4, which is 16 over 4, which is just 4. Therefore, the first value we have for x is 4. Now let's look at the second version of the equation, minus b minus square root of b squared minus 4ac, the whole thing over 2a. The only difference between this and the previous calculation is that instead of 5 plus 11 over 4, we have 5 minus 11 over 4. Now 5 minus 11 is minus 6, so we have minus 6 over 4, which, dividing both the top and bottom by 2, is the same as minus 3 over 2, which is minus 1.5. So, as we found previously with factorization, the solutions are 4 and minus 1.5. Typically, you would use the quadratic formula if the question suggests it. This might be because the quadratic equation you're given looks too difficult to factorize, or if the question asks for the answer to be given to a certain number of decimal places or significant figures, then that would also be a pointer to using the quadratic formula. In this video, we looked at how to solve quadratic equations using two methods, factorization and the quadratic formula. Finally, I have a question for you. If solving quadratic equations now makes sense, please put yes in the comment box. If not, please put no. Thank you for watching, and please like or share this video if you found it useful, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Thanks, and bye for now.